as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
I fooled you. You thought I was muted, right? That's funny that way. I made you laugh already, right? Right? No, not really. Pathetic, I tell you. Good Monday morning, new day, new week, new life. Hope it's going well for you. How's it going for you? I noticed you weren't in church yesterday. Well, there were some people in church yesterday. We did okay, but the church wasn't full, and I know you weren't there. You might have been there, but I know you weren't there. Anyway, you missed a very good sermon. It was so funny that last night I could not stop myself. I couldn't do enough reels. I wanted to do many more reels. I did several reels. Haven't put them all out yet. But I couldn't do enough because I was too busy crying in laughter at some of the things. You know what? In the morning when I did it, I'm thinking of production and trying to be supportive for the Rev. But when I get a chance to look back at it, oh my God, it's some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not kidding you when I say that. I passed it on to I passed on the bit with Rev saying he bumps up Mind Dog Coffee to AA groups all over the country. That was not my intent. And they think it's very funny. The feedback I've gotten was the people who have seen it think it's very funny, but it's a little taboo for them. Anyway, catch the reels. Go back and watch the replay, minddogtv.com church. Just this incredibly unique and funny stuff. Now, I did tell the Rev that at some point, when I started cutting them up little pieces, people were going to say, "What the fuck is this?" And sure enough, I mean, the very first comment on the very first piece it was just a short I took out of it from StreamYard and posted. Very first comment, "What the fuck is this?" So there you go. I'm like Napodamus predicting the future. So there. I got a review on Mind Dog Coffee from my brother. He says it's not strong enough. That bothers me. I take that to heart because it was a gift for him that some girl who is, I don't know, her husband's in AA or something, and she hangs out with my brother. But she ordered him the light blend of breakfast blend. And of course, it's going to be it's the light stuff. You need the dark roast. But now we got some bad press going on from my own family about Mind Dog Coffee. We can't have that happen. So go to minddogtv.com/shop and get yourself the dark roast and leave us a good review. to shut my brother up. Also yesterday, another insulting thing, possibly insulting thing. I'm not sure. I got a $1 tip at my gig. Now, depending on the person who left the $1 tip, it's either an insult or an honor. If it was somebody who's flush with money, a big fat cat, and he left $1, that's an insult. That's like, here's what I think of you, and your little acoustic schmoostic country music stuff. If it was somebody who had been drinking all weekend, it's Sunday afternoon and football and all that kind of stuff, and was down to his last $1 as he was leaving and left me that tip, that's an honor. This is a guy who he's going to go to work today without breakfast to give me an extra $1. I don't know who left it, unfortunately. I wasn't the only $1 in the case. There was some money in the case, but the real money was separated from the $1. So I'm very sure that the $1 was a standalone tip on its own, and I don't know what to think of it. And I'm the kind of guy who will obsess over that and not be able to sleep over. Who the fuck left me $1? And I'm thinking of all the faces that were in the room. Of course, I wasn't really looking at the faces too much in the room. I was looking at the long legs on the cowgirls. Uh, not cowgirls. They're young girls who just probably turned 21 within the last 6 months or something. That's the girls who work there. But they wear shorts and cowboy boots and a lot of leg going on. And for me, it's very distracting, I have to say. A lot of leg gets me very distracted. Well, we have a good show for you today. We're going to start out with an author of romantic comedies, chick flick books, chick books, chick flick books, which we don't have any chicks to kind of appreciate their work. So it's going to be a little, it might be a little awkward, but it might be a little fun too. We'll talk about writing and romantic comedies, which you can tell by the disdain in my voice. I've never been a rom-com fan. Now, in our second hour, Molly Densmore was a very funny comedian based in New York City. Also an actress, dancer, singer, director, Jill of all trades, as they say. She she's been in some romantic comedies, but the ones she's in are excellent. It's not it's not me. It's not you. It's your vagina. Is the name of one. We want to talk about that. It seems like a great. Uh, the the trailers and little teasers are very good. It's not like a groundbreaking idea. What? Not me. It's not you. It's your vagina. But it seems to be very well done, and one that probably deserves a little more attention. It's gotten some awards and honors from film festivals all over, but you probably haven't heard of it because there's vagina in the name. You put vagina in it. Listen, if I was Matt Vagina Napo, you'd probably remember that. But a film, the press isn't going to jump all the vagina monologues were a big thing on Broadway. So maybe maybe I'm just wrong about that. Maybe we should put vagina in a little dash of vagina. Young men are here. The young men. We have some young men with also a couple of old geezers. No, I'm kidding about that. Before I bring them in, I just want to. I'm going to share this one. This is the clip I was talking. Well, I'm going to share two. This is the first clip, the one that I shared with the AA people.
Mine dog coffee. I don't always drink coffee, but when I do, put a little bump in it for the Lord. Mine dog coffee. Can I get a fuck yeah? Fuck yeah!
It's one clip that we shared, and then this.
My fucks and my yeahs are missing. I'm just hearing a rim shot, but that's okay. I don't know if that's me. I hope you hear them. And if you're not hearing them, I hope you're saying them. Because that's the whole point. The point is that we do this together. So when I say fuck yeah, you say fuck yeah. And then you're driving in the car, you know, and I say, fuck yeah, you fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah, like that. That's what I'm talking about. Let everybody see the fuck yes. Fuck yeah. In the supermarket. Right now, if you're in the supermarket, you're listening on your earbuds like this, and you're doing your supermarket shopping like this, and you're walking around, and I say, give me a fuck yeah. And you go, fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy. Anyway, that's just a little sampler of the stuff. We got into some prayer requests, and by the way, you can send in your prayer requests at minddogtv.com/church, or you can just send them directly to the Rev at Dr. Rev Jelly Roll with the E on the end of roll at gmail.com. Anyway, there, Willie and the Rev. It's a good name for a band. Willie and the Rev might even be a good name for like a song or something. Are here. Let's welcome them in. Willie and the Rev. Good morning. Oh no, the Rev. Oh, I thought the Rev was coming this morning, but that's fine. We're happy to have you here too, even though the Rev is funnier than Tom Segura and you're not.
Oh,
Good morning, Willie. Rest this weekend.
Bro, I think that ad's gonna sell more coffee than the regular ad.
I would think so. The AA guys like it.
A bump for the Lord. Wow.
For the Lord is
that's fucking awesome.
It's kind of separated. He said, I put a little bump in it for the Lord.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I was crying. I was crying doing the reels last night. Those aren't the funniest ones. There are a lot funnier than that. So people miss church, and it's on them. Let them go to hell.
Yeah, I slept through church for a change. I actually slept until about 9:30 in the morning, which was very unusual, but it felt good.
You were always going to hell, so it really doesn't make a difference.
I mean, that's true. That's definitely true.
Yeah, he did the piece on. We had a prayer request from a woman named Anonymous. That was it's just beyond description. It's just extremely, and the explanation, the difference between an explanation and excuse is one of the funniest bits I think I've ever heard in my life. So good stuff. That one is up with now.
Yeah, no, I saw that one last night, and it hurt my brain for a little bit, and then I started laughing.
Yeah. Well,
but I'm not even gonna lie. At first, I was like, "Wait a minute, that's the same thing. That's what's going on here."
You got to experience it to really appreciate it. But
no, it was really good,
good stuff. Are you guys fans of
I
rom-com?
do kind of, but I like women, so
say that.
Okay. First of all, I got to get this in. Mind Dog coffee. I don't always drink coffee, but when I do, I get this shit. Mind Dog coffee.
Well, this is my brother's.
How is it that you have a cup already? Mine's blank. I have a blank cup of coffee.
We're working on it. My brother's biggest complaint is that it doesn't give him the shits. He needs the shits.
Yeah, he needs the shits.
But he got the weak blend. I mean, that's not on me.
Yeah, you should get about that cowboy coffee.
All right, I'm sorry.
Okay, can I share something with you, Willie? Since you asked,
please.
See, it's called a printer. See, I printed a label and put it on a regular cup because.
See that? By the way, Kelly is wearing her hoodie. She was promoting it yesterday on Twitter. I don't know if you saw it. I don't know if she did it on Facebook.
Oh yeah, no, she sent me tons of videos and stuff. And
yeah.
What's really funny is that she didn't think I signed it at first because I'm tricky.
What, you signed it on the inside?
No. So I signed it on the back of the neck. And I did that for a couple different reasons. One, so if she wants to just wear it and not have people see that it's got markings on it or whatever, the hood will actually conceal that. But if she wants to show people, she can just put the hood up and see my signature, but it'll also preserve the signature to have it covered like that,
Wow.
And it also doesn't mark up the front that you're supposed to be looking at,
You put a whole lot of thought into that. I would have just wrote whatever. That's what I would have wrote. Whatever, and signed it. Just
Yeah. No,
whatever.
I even like. Yeah. No, I mean, if I do stuff like that, I want to do. I want to do it as nice and as cool as I can.
All right, let me ask you a question. What this dollar tip I got? What
Oh
is
yeah.
what is your take on that? Insult or honor?
Okay.
It's your
So I.
share of his football winnings. It's your share of his football winnings from your
Yeah.
bet,
Probably.
from your pick.
Yeah. This is my perspective on it because you're totally right. It was either an insult from somebody who could have afforded a way bigger tip, or it was like the last like dollar of somebody that really liked what you did. My thought is that since you really have no way of actually knowing, why don't you just tell yourself that it was the broke guy?
Well, I tried doing that, but it keeps me up all fucking night. It's like, now the room is generally supportive,
Right.
and it's a good room to play in. By the way, they're putting one right in my neighborhood in January or February, and I'm getting to get in there, so my Sundays will get even better. The other thing is, it's a Sunday, and like, who goes to bars on Sunday, Sunday afternoon, to start drinking at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon? You do? You go to
And
I mean, I
bars?
have.
Dan goes up higher.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, all those
I mean,
things.
to me, that I'm waking up at one. Even when I got to the gig, I was still a little sleepy, and just setting up. I was like, I need a nap before I can play today. I can't imagine getting hammered before you even wake up. But,
Right.
so I think those are the kind of. But then again, your hand went up. Now you would be the guy who would not be fat on cash. You would not be.
And that's very true. That is
Right.
very true.
So that's what I'm thinking. A lot of people who are in the bar on Sunday aren't that fat to begin with, and so that plays in the favor of honor rather than insult. I did got a couple of guys who wanted to be part of a duo with me. And I'm trying to explain to them, like, they're coming up and approaching me as if, do I want to add another piece to it? I'm like, you don't understand. There's no budget for that. The budget pays for me. If I put another guy on, I can't go to the owner and say, I need another $300 for him. No, that's $300. He say, take it out of your $300. Pay him half of your money. Like, that
Right,
ain't happening.
right.
But trying to have that explanation with or excuse, I'm not sure what it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, part of what they're doing is trying to skinny up on what you already got going, bro. I
Right,
mean,
right,
so don't feel too bad about saying no to those guys because what they see is somebody who's already set up. I don't have to get this gig, it's already got. I could just sign up next to him and get a split or something. I mean, that's probably honestly what they're looking for because they're not dumb enough to think that these venues are going to cough up more dough.
Right. And the thing is, I need some. If I'm ever going to do something like that, it has to be. Oh, look at Willie popping in and popping out. It has to be
I
with
just got a
somebody.
promotion. I just got a promotion to the upper corner.
Yeah, you did. If I'm going to let anybody do a duo with me, they have to sing. That's the biggest part of it. If you can't sing, if you're just a drummer
Right.
or another guitar player, fuck off, man. I'm singing 3 hours straight.
Oh man, that's tough, bro. I do 90 minutes on my lives and it gets me.
Wow.
Yeah, ditto.
Oh, on that, Jackie sent me a song he wants me to cover. Now I'm going to cover it. He said record it because I told it's a country song, and I told him I was playing a country song at a country place yesterday. He said cover one of my songs. I said okay, I'll cover it next time I play there. And then he said record it. So I'm thinking I'm going to record it, but I think I'm going to send the track to you if you could do it. Now, if you use that Star Maker, is there any way to turn off the reverb on that? Because they bury you in reverb. You're like underwater reverb.
Yeah, no, I can. I can adjust that for sure.
Cool. Yeah, it would be a nice surprise for Jackie to have you sing his song for him.
Well, okay, so I don't know how I'm gonna get the music on to the start.
Oh, you can't. Oh, with Star Maker, you can't just import like back.
I've never tried. I might be able to. I guess I've never tried it. There might be an option to do that.
Your guns or something. I can send you the track, and you can.
Right, because I just did a regular flat vocal on my phone for that one.
Yeah. First guest is already late today.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I know it is unfortunate. Oh, it's going to
She
be
could be walking her dog. She could be walking her dog, which would
yeah.
be a legitimate excuse.
Or maybe
Yeah.
maybe she drank Mind Dog coffee and can't get off the bowl. Uh,
Jeez.
that will happen to you, except unless you're my brother who's complaining that he can't get on the bowl.
Oh my
Uh,
God.
but it's going to be a light week anyway. Last week I had a couple of no shows, as you guys know, and Wednesday night, my Wednesday night program was supposed to have one of these guys on. You know, one of these guys.
Wait,
Oh yeah, those guys.
That fucking gay.
One of these guys who I'm going to tell you how to get your life together, guys. I'm going to tell you what you're doing wrong in life. But last night, I got an email from him. He says, "I have to delay the podcast. I had to delay the podcast. I'm in the middle of a separation and a alteration of my life. I'll make it good one day, but it's not the moment." So this is a guy who's telling people how to get their lives together, whose life is falling apart.
Listen, Matt, you're gonna laugh pretty hard at this, I'm pretty sure. I've had a number of people ask me about being a life coach in the last few months. And I'm just like, I don't think you have a clear idea of my life.
Actually,
you know what I mean?
I don't think that's a terrible idea. Because you learn from your mistakes, and God knows
I made plenty.
You made plenty. But also the fact that you're not dead, and the fact that you're not in prison now, is it says something about making changes that will are for the better. So I don't think that's.
I mean, I could definitely help people change their life and like find that path and stay on that path for sure. But it's not like I got my poop in a group or anything like that. Like
I hate the term life coach. I think there was a Seinfeld thing on that life. I'll tell you what to do. I hate that term.
I think they should be called survival strategists.
Yeah, I mean, really, I'd be more down with that title all day. Survival strategist. This got nothing to do with the outdoors or anything like that. Just how do you survive this thing up here that tries to kill you?
In AA, they just call it a sponsor.
Yeah, they do. And I was heavily involved in 12-step programs for a long time, and I have sponsored people in the past. But obviously,
and he's still living.
Yeah. One is dead though, for sure. Matter of fact, no, for real. So my buddy Clay was the first sponsee that I ever had in a 12-step program, and he got gunned down.
Supposed to be anonymous. Isn't that?
That's why I just said one name. I said one. I didn't say his whole name, but
yeah, but I think
and he's dead. He's dead. I'm pretty sure he's not going to be upset about it because he got gunned down over a drug deal about 2.5 years ago.
So your sponsoring didn't work.
It didn't. Not in that case. No. Matter of fact, a few years later, we were both in prison together. Wow. Not even a joke.
Wow.
So the fact that he was gunned down, does that have anything to do with the reason why you're living in such a podunk town and moving from place to place? Are you a witness?
No, man. If I'd have been a witness, I'd probably be in prison, honestly, because that would not have been a good thing. Like, that was a tough thing to get over there for a minute. But I think back at it now, and I just, especially when I think about the interaction between the two of us over the years, like we met in a 12-step program and became close in that way, and then we were in prison together, and we became close again during that time. And then when I came out of prison, I was walking a straight and narrow road, and when he got out of prison, he was still, kind of doing the knucklehead stuff. And I tried, getting him to come back to meetings and stuff like that, and it didn't work out. And a few months later, shit happened. He got gunned down over a drug deal gone bad. But it really put things in perspective to me of remaining in that right choice. And I mean, even last week, like I was messaging Matt about how there was some drama going on, and I just, I wanted to do the right thing and keep myself on a good path. And I just needed to, sometimes I need to talk to somebody to do that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes what's going on in my head, I'll lead myself in the wrong direction with some confusion. But if I talk to somebody who I know is grounded, like Matt, you know, and you know, I get a better perspective of where I really want to go, what direction I really want to be going in, and not to do those kind of things. You know what I mean?
My
Yeah.
my
The fact
step
that you think Matt is grounded.
oh man. No,
Yeah.
He's grounded in the ways I need him to be.
well, this is true because I have been struck by lightning 7 times and survived, so I must be pretty
Wow.
grounded in that.
I've been grounded. I've been struck twice.
Yeah, no, I made that up. I've never been struck by lightning.
Okay. No, I really was struck twice.
I said that on the radio. I was being interviewed like 30 years ago, and I said I was a lightning strike for controversy, lightning a rod for controversy. I said that to the host who was interviewing me. I said, as a matter of fact, I'm an actual lightning rod. I've been struck by lightning 7 times, and I just said that and just kept going. And then he got like a ton of like calls after I was gone.
Right,
Hey, did that guy really get struck by lightning 7 times? How did he survive that?
That's my favorite.
Because I think the record was like there was a Guinness Book record for that. And when I was struck twice, somebody asked me if I was going for the record. I said I wasn't even going for the first one.
Right, right.
I
can't
get
even
lightning strike by me in the backyard here about 15 years ago, and it was a tree like about 50 yards from me, but it still like threw me when I actually like got jostled by the impact of the explosion when it hit the tree. But no, never really struck by lightning. But I have my sister-in-law here with 3 kids. Now they're not her kids; they're her daughter's kids. Her daughter is.
I was just saying, it gets a kidnapping situation. They're not her kids.
They're her kids by custody. The court gave her full custody of the kids because her daughter is an unfit mother and all this stuff. But they're little kids. And she come in here to see her father, who's, my wife's father, who is in the hospital on his last legs. But so she's coming up here because she had to see Pop-Up. But she's got one kid on a leash going to the fucking airport. And this is how bad these kids are. These kids are, I don't hate to make fun of it.
But, well, yeah, but I mean, they had an unfit mother that probably didn't teach them much discipline.
Right. So it displaced me in my little house. And I was very grumpy when talking about me being grounded. Like, I got this little kid who's like defiant. He's got all sorts of behavioral problems, and he wants to come in here, and I'm going no. And he's just like giving me a defiant attitude. It's like you don't want. I know you've got issues going on, but I am Satan. I will traumatize you for the rest of your life. You'll grow up and you'll write books about the old man who ruined my life. Get out of here. That's how grounded I am. I'm willing to bully a little kid to get the fuck out of my. Just give me peace.
Give me peace. Away. Yeah, no. Oh man.
I went to see Jackie Saturday night at McGuire's Comedy Club here in Bohemia, New York. It's part of Doug's. Excellent club. As I think it's almost as good as Brokerage, and Brokerage is in my view, the best comedy club in New York. Jackie was there, and he killed, just telling jokes. And this is something I'm going to want to talk to Molly about, because in her reel, somebody said, "You laugh at your own jokes," and she took that as an insult. That, for Jackie, that is the absolute key to why he kills. He tells a joke, and then he laughs, and he tells people that's funny, and then they all stop fucking laughing. But by the end of the night, he's like a rock star. They don't want to let him go. He's just like a joke machine. But he laughs at every single joke he tells. He'll tell a joke and then laugh hard at it. And his laugh is so infectious that the room starts laughing.
Well, he's got that big smile too. He flashes that big smile, and it makes you want to smile. Right. You know what I mean? Like he's got a very contagious energy.
Yeah. Your buddy Zen was there.
I think that's called chlamydia.
I saw pictures, so yeah. We haven't really talked much since I've been back on the show.
Yeah, Jackie texted me because I was hiding in the back of the room. I was by myself, and I said to the girl, give me a place that I can just like go. It's a perfect little alcove in the back there where I could hide out. And then I saw Jackie standing right, getting ready to come in from the wings as he's being introduced. And he texted me, he goes, Zinn is here. I was like, fuck that. You want to fucking start a riot at your own show? You want me to go fucking find this guy and beat the piss out of him right in front of, and get thrown out as your guest? One of my guests beat the fuck out of another one of my guests. It's not so. See, I just scared Willie away. Don't worry, I'm not going to beat you up. Anyway, wait.
That would be white on white crime. You can't have that.
No, well, who knows what Zinn is? I don't know if he's white. He's shades of white.
I don't know particularly.
Yeah, he's a mutt. Who knows what he is? You can't.
I mean, my wife and I are supposed to be doing that 21andMe thing here probably pretty soon. I would think we were supposed to do it.
Wait, isn't that called the Karma Sutra?
21, what is this? I don't know. I'm not familiar.
Like the DNA thing, so that you can find out like exactly what your ethnicity is and stuff like that.
So, I want to look up your great whatever insurrection.
Oh yeah, Thomas Conway, Colonel Thomas Conway. Yeah,
Colonel. I thought he was a general. I think what did he get demoted in the last week?
I can't remember. General, Colonel, whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it's time. I think it's time just because I say it's time. There's not like any fucking meter running here. It's time to play. Comedians that are funnier than Segura.
Oh, comedians who are funnier than Segura.
Bum, get out of town. Speaking of bums, today, today's comedian who is funnier than Tom Segura is our guest of our second hour, Molly Densmore. Molly is a New York City-based performer she's really, really funny. But I want to get your opinion. Now, GD wouldn't have an opinion on this. But I first got informed about Molly through her reels. And a picture of her that made me think, oh, it's Jess Paul. I think she looks exactly like Jess. Now I'm putting that in your head, but maybe it's just me. But the first time I saw her, I thought it was Jess, and then I didn't even play the reel. I was like, I've seen so much of Jess's work. I'm
poor Jess.
I know. No, I miss Jess, but you know what? I've seen all her work. I've just figured it was just another extension of all that.
Right.
But then I said, let me try it out. This doesn't look like a piece I've seen before. And then, that's not Jess. And she's really funny. She's doing stand-up now. That in the first reel I saw, she wasn't doing stand-up. It was a piece from this, It's Not You, It's Your Vagina, which is a cool thing. But I think she's like the spitting image of Jess when Jess had dark hair. So you let me know if you think that when she's on.
I think, thinking of the title, It's Not You, It's Your Vagina, I could see that being the reason that I had to break up with the girl, because she just like grips too well, and I'm like, that's too addicting. I can't be around you. I can't think about anything else. It's not you, it's your vagina.
A guy on Kill Tony this weekend, or clips from the most recent Kill Tony, was talking about having sex with a woman 8 days after she gave birth. And
that's so stupid.
Why?
I mean, they tell you to wait,
They tell you to do a lot of things. They tell you to fucking not smoke pot. I did try marijuana, by the way. But
while you were pregnant?
Yes. But they tell you to do a lot of things, but that doesn't mean nobody. I'm sure back in the days before there were like public information, people were doing that all the time. As soon as she plopped the baby out, Og was on top of it in the caveman days. So I don't.
That's true. That's solid point.
But he was talking.
When you feel like it.
Yeah, he was talking about how you can't feel anything. Then it's just like it's like sticking it in a swimming pool. It's like,
I think that he didn't have sex and that he
thought he
just made that joke up.
He missed. Oh,
No, because like I don't know. I mean, I can imagine that probably is part of why not to. You know what I mean? Like, I can imagine that things are a bit stretched out for a few days. You know what I mean? Takes a little
For him,
time for the
sure, but maybe.
elasticity to take effect and pull back together.
I just
Like,
sent an email. You know what? I've been having trouble with my opt online email and having to use the minddogtv.com email. But it's, for some reason, some people it goes to their spam folder. I'm just hoping it didn't go to the spam her spam folder. Theo Lambert, who was supposed to be our first guest, but hey, shit happens. We're off to a start of already a no-show on a Monday morning. First guest on a Monday morning being a no-show.
And I had so many questions for her.
About
Honestly, I
rom-coms?
did. Yeah, about her. Yeah, I did my research on her. So much research on her that I didn't get opportunity to do research on Molly Densmore. Now
that
I feel
that
bad. I should have researched Molly Densmore.
Right.
well, and that's what happened is she got notified that somebody was like creeping on her socials, and she was like, "Oh, I better avoid this." Like,
Yeah, who's this black guy stalking me?
yeah, I'm getting
Well,
internet stopped.
I'm sure that happens a lot.
Oh my
Uh,
god. Oh, I have one news story, but it's a local news story, but you're not gonna believe it, bro.
let me play the news thing because you can't talk about news without playing the news thing.
Okay.
And now the muted with the news.
A Grants, New. Am I back? Am I there?
Yes.
Okay. A Grants, New Mexico man, Dennis W. Bubble. I think it's Bubble. It's Bubel. Is that Bubble? That's Bubble.
Buble.
Dennis Bubble is wanted for setting a woman on fire. Yeah, the couple were having an argument in the early hours of October 7th, and he set her on fire. He waited for her to go to sleep, then doused her with gasoline and set her on fire. Now, the woman is alive. The woman is in a burn unit in, I believe, Phoenix, Arizona. She lived. He is on the run. I'm guessing that the woman put herself out because she was the only one there when help arrived.
Wow.
What's up? You look like you have a question.
Well, yeah. First, I have lots of questions. Are you fucking
Same here. Same here. Go ahead.
First of all, Grants, New Mexico, population 3.
Right.
Did you know this guy?
No, I mean, I'm guessing he looked. My wife probably has seen him more than I have because I'm sure he's coming to the restaurant that she works at. You know what I mean?
Now,
but he doesn't look overly familiar to me. No.
So in a town full of 3 people, you didn't know this guy. Okay. No, seriously, you know what the population of Grants is? It's got to be like 100, right? 200.
Oh no, it's bigger than that. It's probably about because you got to remember that there was a big mining thing here, and there was a mass exodus when the mine shut down a few years ago. But I mean, it did have a pretty good population before that. I'll bet you it's probably somewhere around 2,500 or so. I would say.
All right. So,
but that's still not a lot of people.
2,500. Still, chances are you've seen this guy.
I mean, yeah, no. Well, he's got like a big beard and stuff. So I don't know. I'm sure I've seen him. He's still wanted, by the way. This guy is still wanted. If you happen to see, he's nationally looking for this guy.
He's armed with a gas can and a lighter, so be careful, folks.
Yeah.
See, that's what I was going to say because, well, the last time I set a woman on fire, okay, I did it with. It was an accident. It was just I didn't use any lube, and there was just so much friction.
Wow!
Wow! Yeah. And so
it was a cooter fire. Was it a cooter fire or a backdoor? Was it a backdoor fire?
I don't put that kind of stuff out there because I don't want other people trying this. I don't want it to become a YouTube challenge.
Well, okay? We have to put this conversation on the back burner.
Oh, did our guest show up?
Yeah, I guess that has shown up. I should have ran a commercial. We don't have time for that. We're way behind, Bernard. Anyway, let's bring our guest in now. Thea Lambert is a self-published author of 4 contemporary romantic novels. I only have 2 of them in the queue, unfortunately.
There's a bunch of them. Yeah.
Yeah, she advocates for laughter and self-love. I wanted to talk about the self-love thing because I ain't got any. As a foodie and cooking enthusiast, Thea's stories often take place in various culinary environments where food meets fiction. Ladies and gentlemen, please open your ears, open your minds, and help us welcome in Thea Lambert to Coffee with Dog. Thea, welcome.
Hi, I'm
Welcome.
here. Can you
Yeah.
believe it?
Did I screw up, or did I?
I didn't get a link till just
Probably-
moments ago.
Probably in your spam mail. I was just discussing that.
No,
Some of
I check all email,
really.
which includes spam.
'Cause
So I just
All
I've
I
been
did was
panicking
forward
all
the one that I
weekend.
sent you yesterday. So
Oh
s-
well, I
somehow-
don't know why it didn't arrive. I've been trying to contact people all sorts of different ways, saying, "Do you know? Can you get me contact?" Anyway, we're here. Thank God.
Good morning. Thanks for being here. Rom-coms. I'm guessing the largest segment of your audience is women. Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You're preaching to 3 guys, and
No, it's teenage boys, Matt.
We
Yeah.
do. Why not?
Well, because I am obviously not like the target audience for romantic comedies, but I had an idea Willie would be, and sure enough, he said, "I kind of." So
Thank you.
there are some men who enjoy romantic comedies. I guess for me, I
Well-
just think of it chick flicks, chick books.
Right.
Right.
And but chick flicks can be good. Romantic comedies. Have you guys ever seen? It's a real old movie from like the early 70s. What's up? What's up, Doc? It's
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
I
it's
saw
like
that on a plane from LA
yeah?
to New York. Yeah, you
I
thought-
remember the Shaquille O'Neal rap song "What Up, Doc."
Oh,
I don't think
no,
that's
I
what
don't
you're
know
talking
when you
that. I'm
when
not
you
very
said
big.
really old comedy, I'm thinking my mind. I'm getting ready to think back like 1930, 1929, 1930, and
Quite
then you come up with the
frankly, I do.
70s. Like,
Right, I do too, but most times people who are, in their 20s go, "Oh yeah, it was really old. It was from 2000." It's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
self-love I was thinking about yesterday because my self-esteem is so low that if somebody doesn't like me, my immediate assumption is they must be very smart. Now, it doesn't always work out that way, but I realized that about myself yesterday because somebody who didn't like me was arguing with me, and I was like, well, that's somebody who's not really smart. Hey, that's blowing my mind. I thought everybody who doesn't like me. How do you when you write about self-love, do you have to have it first? And if so, where do you get it?
Well, I'm working on it. I think we all have doubts about ourselves, and sometimes doubts are good, don't you think? I mean, it pushes us to work harder or to think more about a situation. Just don't believe it, because it's right there.
Yeah.
I think too many people. I think, how do I put this nicely? I think too many people just go by what, say, social media or podcasts might say, and not think. And I think part of self-esteem is being brave enough to put out there, "Hey, I disagree." And that's very hard, especially nowadays, because you could say one little thing, or you could have said something 20 years ago that people find on social media, and now you're a pariah. You might have
Right.
changed your opinion totally.
Totally.
Right.
I see my memories from 12, 14 years ago, and I was like, who is that guy?
Yeah.
But that's
So
also a good thing though too, because if you were the same exact guy that you were and all of that stuff was still okay, like geez, that would be terrible to not have
exactly.
like developed your personality at all in all that time. You know?
Right.
Consistency, though, is what makes most people like people who are consistent. People who never change build trust and instills trust in people, and those are people who are well liked. People like me who change, uh, I don't even like myself, and that's where we started with this is this whole self
Now
love.
I have friends that I've run into who haven't seen me for years and years, and they go like, "You are still the same as like when you were, 10, 15 years ago. You haven't changed." And I
Right.
usually say, "Why tamper with perfection?"
Uh,
So,
are you showing me a stripper
but
scar?
no, no, because that's an imperfection.
But that's a change. The scar.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, and they would have to see it. And actually, they don't even notice my dental work, which means I was really good at hiding my dental flaws back then.
Right. Uh,
Whenever I run into somebody from my high school days, the first thing I do is just drop my pants so that they can see what's changed.
New
now,
track stamp.
No,
before
I
we,
only have one testicle.
Oh, okay. I
that's right.
thought maybe things grew since gym class,
Now I only have two of the
No,
books
no,
here. I
that's
don't
the
know.
same as junior high. Actually, that's the same
Oh, wow.
half stack of nickels.
Congratulations.
I only have two of the books here. You've written four, but these two are the ones that are highlighted on your
Right.
Amazon page, which is linked to, and there's a link scrolling across the bottom if people want to find out more about your books. Food
Great.
Fights and Blue Collar Countess. Uh,
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
are these your two most recent books? Is that why they're
Food Fight was the first, and it was part of a series called the Mouthwatering series, and it's all connected with people involved in the food industry. With Food Fight, two people who were high school enemies are meeting up on a reality TV cooking competition,
Oh, nice.
and the man who was considered the favorite, he's now worried because the woman is the real deal as well, and he figures the only way to do it to get her off her game is try to romance her. So
okay?
that's that one, book one of the series. And then his Blue Collar Countess is the latest one. It's not part of the series. It's about it's what you call a marriage of convenience story.
Sure.
That's a very popular story, but I wanted to make it a little different. Usually it's a rich guy and a poor girl. In this, she's a lottery winner, and
Oh,
he
nice.
is, yeah, an aristocrat who just inherited, due to the death of his brother, inherited his, I guess you would call it the earldom. And so, and he needs money desperately because the family pile is not, he's pretty broke. So she makes a deal with him. Here, give me some money, give me connections to, he's a historian. I want to be becoming a historian, and I want to help your family home,
Right.
ancestral home of 500 years. And of course, they fall in love.
Did she get a prenup?
No, she didn't. I,
Uh,
That's
I,
because she's
I,
new money. She doesn't got the smarts to protect it.
maybe
yeah. Couple of things
there
going on
was a
in America
lawyer
right now.
involved.
People in Grants, New Mexico, are waking up. Some of them with burn scars, obviously, but and also cats are being let out over in Maryland. So we have things going on in America right now.
Yeah.
I have a couple of questions for you, if you don't mind. I mean, the first question is, I noticed a pattern in your book. The first pattern I noticed that there's like a lot of love and funny stuff. Is this by design?
Oh yeah.
I'm
I enjoy.
just teasing because they're
Oh,
rom
okay.
coms.
Love
No,
and
no,
funny.
yeah. No, actually, my
I
actual
thought you
question
meant
is,
more about the romantic comedy. I like to laugh, and I think we all have things in our lives that maybe are kind of downers. So why not go away for an hour or so and meet people who make you laugh, and then there's a happy ending, which is what obviously a romance novel always has to have to be
Yeah,
called
happy
romance.
ending probably is has a different meaning to my audience.
Don't Google that, and
that's
don't Google super pickle. Yeah, don't Google super pickle either.
Wow,
I
you really did your research.
Yeah, I just want to
Oh,
say,
oh,
if you don't get all of GD's jokes, don't worry. He's studying comedy
No, I
from Tom
got that one.
Segura. Okay.
now I have a question, but it's not for you, Thea. It's actually for Molly, and that's because and it's personal. She doesn't have to answer it if she doesn't want to, because we're both black. I figured I could ask her this. Molly.
Molly.
Well, I have to tell you something very sad. Molly passed away. She was 15, 16. Great dog.
See,
Broke our heart.
we didn't know who he was talking about. The preface is, and our next guest is Molly, which had me really confused. So
is her personal dog's name Molly?
yeah, it seems
Yes,
that
it
way.
I
was.
did.
And her dog is passed. Great research,
Yeah.
GD.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
No,
Wait
that
a
was
minute.
my fault.
Bring
I
up her
didn't
dead
update
dog.
Amazon. But we do have a new dog, and if she is interested, she comes up, I'll show her to you. Her name's Phoebe. She's
Yeah.
a squirrely lab, Rhodesian Ridgeback, and all sorts of other things mixed, but she's a wonderful dog.
Yeah,
Okay, first, Willie, I did not dig up her dog. Okay, I didn't.
Her
do
dog's
that.
dead, so now you want to dig it up.
No, I didn't do
Jeez.
that. Okay, I just researched it. Okay, okay, well, forget it. Forget that question. How about this one? I noticed in your books, and I can cite them here: Just Desserts, Food Fight, Perfect Pairing, Sex on a Plate, His Blue Collar Countess. Okay, those are the books I have listed.
Sex on a Plate sounds dangerous.
I'm not mentioned in any of those books. Is this like a personal slight?
No, because I've only heard of your reputation, and I was too much in awe to try to interview you to maybe make you base a character on you. But if you're ever in the mood, I will be happy to interview you, and you can give me all your tips to make a really.
That happens a lot. A lot. Yeah, we'll get in touch.
Okay.
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
Not the
Self-publishing.
first time I have heard that.
Let's talk about self-publishing, because you didn't get it. You didn't become a writer to become a publishing mogul, right? Nobody does.
No.
Right. Does that kill? Is it a joy kill? Is it a buzz kill? Does it, because the work of publishing is, if anybody's ever endeavored into trying to get a book published, it's no fun. It's a lot of bullshit, and for lack of a better way to put it,
it's very hard. I wrote to about 100 agents. One sort of expressed interest, but they said, "Well, you need a bigger Facebook population, friends." I did it at about a month or two later, and they totally ignored me. And then one for the first book, Food Fight, I got to actually a publisher. I can't remember how I got to a publisher versus an agent in that one, and that was really close, they told me, but they didn't like my hero.
wow.
He wasn't nice enough, and I'm thinking, sometimes you get, oh, well, he's not nice enough, right? He's a little cruel or whatever. I'm not into that kind of. I'm not into BDSM, so I don't know how cruel he was. Or they say, oh, your female character isn't strong enough. And okay, I get why a lot of readers would like strong female characters, but not every hero or heroine should be the same thing every single time, and she becomes strong in the end.
They
So
like
that really
cookie cutter stuff.
frustrated me. You know,
Every creative endeavor, the business side of any of it, whether it's comedy, movies, and any of that stuff, music, they want cookie cutter stuff. They want something that is easily marketable. They don't want to have to
Right.
do any work.
right.
We know how to market Taylor Swift. We know how to market anybody who sounds like Taylor Swift. So sound like Taylor Swift, that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
And you just it can get very annoying because I was listening to someone who is in the publishing genre, and she said that you know people would let's say an editor would say get approval to publish some book, and that person say that editor had maternity leave or something where they're out of the picture for a while. No one would go take up that book.
Right.
So that person could come back months later, but that book is dead. And it's like, you liked the book 3 months ago. I mean, how can you, just ignore it? I didn't get that. So I decided, okay, let's try self-publishing.
Right. Yeah. I don't. Books used to have a sure. Well, yeah, I guess people get used to when they become fans of authors, they want the next book, and then they had like kind of a shelf life. But in doing over 1,500 author interviews now, I have authors who've come on 2 years later still pitching the same book.
Yeah.
So I think as long as you got it out there, it's still available. If you don't write time sensitive plots and stuff like that, you know what? Why not? Why not? Keep on. So the publishing industry has changed in a great way. Do you take that criticism personally? I mean, coming back to the self love stuff, as
Um,
I guarantee these two guys, if they had to deal with somebody every time they did a comedy show or something, stand-up act, and had to deal with criticism and suggestion boxes, I guess, of that, but of a manager coming up and say, here's what you did wrong and here's why we don't like you, that would be a devastating thing. I know for me, getting $1 tip kept me up last night.
it is really interesting, and sometimes the replies that are supposedly nice, are worse.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I
Don't
mean, I'd
sugarcoat
rather
it
have
if
a
you're gonna
reply,
yeah.
but not like, oh, well, we really liked it, but this, that, and good luck. You make a suggestion and then you're not interested in seeing the resend it to you. Just say it's not in our air. We're not looking for this at this time.
Right.
Just say that.
Right. Don't sugarcoat it. Just tell me I suck.
I know
But that
years ago. I'm sorry. Years ago, I used to be in a band, and when we were promoting a band, we were trying to get a record deal, and we kept getting back responses, and it's the same response over and over again. You don't sound like anybody. You don't sound like anybody. You don't sound like anybody. And so those were like, we weren't trying to sound like anybody. We were just trying to sound like ourselves. And so it was nice that they noticed that, but it sucked that we achieved our goal. We didn't sound like anybody. Goal achieved.
Did you ever respond to them that we sound like us? You know what I mean? Like I think that when they getting that kind of response, they may have been looking for you to say, no, yeah, we sound like us. That's the point. And maybe they wanted you to see that and realize that. You don't think so?
No, I've been in those same situations.
Because you think it's just more that marketability thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I remember being in one guy's
unfortunate.
office where we had a girl singing. He said, she sounds a lot like Grace Slick from Jefferson Airplane. This was like 1980. And I said, so is that a good thing? He said, no, she was popular in the 60s. We want somebody who sounds like Madonna. So they definitely want that cookie. It's all about what's already. They don't want to have to.
What can we put into the machine?
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I think that's true like 99% of the time. But then you have the exception, say J.K. Rowling. No one was doing. I mean, there were more fantasy kind of books for kids, back then, but it hadn't been really done in a long time. And somehow she lucked out that she found someone who actually had the vision, you know,
Yeah.
to, but that
Before
happens so seldom.
we're running short on time, but
Yeah,
you
I
just
know.
said she was, uh, did she really write for kids? Because it seems to me 40-year-old women, 30-year-old women are her biggest fans. It's not man, my brother brought up Taylor Swift last night 'cause he doesn't think she's attractive at all, and we were getting it. But a lot of my brother hangs out with women a lot. Like all his
Mhm.
friends are women, 40-year-old women, women in their 40s, and they love Taylor Swift. I said, yeah, that's her groupies. And
Yeah.
everybody thinks that, it's kids, teenage girls, maybe teenage girls like her, but her biggest fan group is 30 to 35 to 50-year-old women. So I think J.K. Rowling too. She kind of her biggest audience, at least from who I hear, are like women who are not quite old yet, but not kids.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Just go, Thea. In
Uh-huh.
your books mainly deal with like, well, because you're a foodie.
Yes. Oh,
So
I am.
your books, a lot of the situations revolve around food. Have you had to make up a dish on your own for your book?
Yeah,
And what
actually,
was
I
it?
have.
And did you try it?
um, I can't remember exactly what was in it, but it was a vegan dish because in book one, it's like I said, a reality contest, and so the competitors had to make something vegan, and I know it had beets in it, and I like beets, and probably some goat cheese. Um, but yeah, I made it up, and I thought, damn, this would be pretty good. But I
Goat
never
cheese can't be
tried it.
vegan, can it?
Oh, you're right. It wasn't goat cheese then. It must have been some sort of. Oh, I'm
Made
gonna
from
have to look that
100%
up. That
goat.
was big. That was
Goat tofu.
Yeah.
goat
Go
tofu.
to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I like I like beets a lot too, but the last time I ate them, I almost went to the emergency room
I
like
know it.
2 days later because I forgot I ate beets. And I went
So
to the
bad.
restroom and
Yeah.
it was all red. And I was like, oh my God, I got to go to the hospital. And my wife's like, why? And I was like, I think there's a bunch of blood in my stool. She's like, babe, there's not blood in your stool. You ate beets. And I was like,
oh
I'm really
boy.
glad you told
Yeah.
me that. I'm really,
Just
because that would have been
remember.
an
Yeah.
expensive trip to figure out
Yeah.
nothing was wrong with me.
And we you always manage to bring the level down
But
just a
I've
little
been
bit.
in that same situation. Usually, I only heard it was for pee, and then I had
Right.
the incident with the stool. I can't believe I'm
Yeah.
talking about this on, and so I didn't know that, and so that was frightening for
And,
Right.
a
Yeah.
moment.
and you've been listening to Stool Sample with the dog. Not
I'm so sorry. My bad.
That's okay.
Here's my
Hang on.
stool.
Isn't this what I bring to the show, though? Isn't this my value?
Absolutely, it's your value proposition, as they say. Now, and I hate to end on this note, but
I'm so sorry,
we are
Tia.
running a little late. Amazon.com, your author page is where I'm sending people. Is there another place that I should be sending them? Is there a website or social
Yes,
media?
there is thealambert.com. And you can look for me at Facebook and Twitter.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm sure
love
the
to
links
hear
to
from you.
your socials are on thealambert.com. We'll put that
Yes.
in the description and send people that. Are you doing any book signings or anything like that coming up?
Not yet. I'm hoping to get here at with the holidays. I'm hoping to get a bunch of local authors. I live in Iowa near Illinois, so I'm hoping maybe to get some holiday authors to come and sign some books.
Willie's an Iowa boy. You guys
Oh
have
yeah.
something
I
to,
would, I
yeah.
would, I would honestly check the public libraries. The public libraries actually have a lot of those kind of events
Yeah.
in the Midwest.
Wow. All right.
Where
Well,
in Iowa, if you don't mind me asking?
I
And then
grew up
I'll
in
let you.
Emmitsburg, the northwest kind of
Oh,
corner over
okay.
by Spencer, where the Clay County
Yeah,
Fair is.
I'm in southeast, so
Right? Yeah,
right on
I
the
kind of.
Mississippi. So
you got a trailer hitch. You got to have a trailer hitch on your truck. I'm
The
sorry.
mighty
no truck,
Mississippi.
no truck.
I'm sorry. I'm making fun of people who live
That's
between coasts.
that's
I'm
okay.
I'm
We're used
shaming the
to it.
middle of the country.
And I used
Yeah.
to live, in Connecticut, and then we moved to California. So now I'm right in the middle.
Okay. Well, it's been our pleasure to get to know you. We hope people will check out your books at Amazon.com and Thea Lambert.com. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry for getting you the link late, but we appreciate you getting up
That's
early.
I'm sorry I
okay.
made you talk about poop.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for being
It's
here.
been enjoyable leaving with the poop and talk.
All right, great.
Hey, you can't have culinary without it. Okay.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye for now. Have a great day. Bye. Wow. You know what? It figures you guys are more hip to the rom-com stuff than I am, but there you go. Before and we're way behind. I got to play a commercial. Creative Live. If you're looking to get into publishing, whether self-publishing, you want to write your own book, all that kind of stuff, or you want to get into comedy and learn from Tom Segura, as GD is trying to do. Apparently, Creative Live has over
Dude.
2,000 courses in
Fucking
creative
brutal.
arts, and they have one just for you. And they are offering 70% off just for you people out there, you non-church goers from our audience. 70% off for the Coffee with the Dog audience. Check it out, Creative Live.
It's time to unleash your creative excellence. Dreams won't work if you don't. They never happen overnight, and they rarely follow a straight line. Excellence is a result of the hustle, consistently pushing to do better. And success looks different for everyone. CreativeLive.com charts paths and tailors content for students, but they also encourage independent thinking and exploration. Go outside of your comfort zone. Who knows, you might actually like it. Right now, you can get up to 70% off through this exclusive offer for Coffee with the Dog. CreativeLive.com has site-wide sale for Coffee with the Dog listeners. Save up to 70% off. Go to minddogtv.com and click on the link on the homepage now.
And I'll say it again, too much black on the end of the commercial here. So I'm at black. Hello. Here I go. Oh, look, Willie's at black too. Willie's at actually gray. We'll remove him until he comes back. We'll see him when he comes back in. Anyway, we were talking about the burn stuff. Oh, he's
Right.
back.
I'm
We're
sorry.
talking about the burn stuff. And Willie said the woman is in Phoenix. Now, Grants, New Mexico, a long way from Phoenix. There's a hospital in Albuquerque. If you're
Yeah, I was surprised she didn't go to Albuquerque. So the burns must have been really bad, is what I'm guessing, is that she needed a more advanced burn unit, which I'm sure Phoenix has.
This was on my mind yesterday. Because on the way home from the gig, this is a weird segue. I went and got gas, and pump your own gas, and then your hands always smell like gas, and you never get that fucking smell off. And I was going to try the marijuana. I don't know if I told you guys I tried the marijuana. Anyway, I was going to light
While you
one.
were pumping gas?
No, after I was done pumping gas on the way home, but I noticed my hand smells like gas, and I thought, good way to get rid of that is just take a lighter and just burn it off your fucking hand.
It can. Yeah.
That's
works.
a good idea. And well,
I mean, it's such a small amount it would if you like put it out, but you don't want it to don't leave it, because I have a scar on one of my on this hand. There's a scar on this hand. You can't really, it's really faint because I got it when I was like 16, but I used to go out after meetings because I was in recovery. I was a teenager in recovery. I went to treatment the first time as a teen, and so the sponsor that I had was actually a nurse. It was this dude that was a nurse. And one night we were out and we were just we were having dinner, and he's just like flicking his lighter underneath my hand, like he, just to be an ass. not to, but like, and the safety's on, so it's literally just sparking under my hand. But I was 16 and I was kind of stupid, and I was like, burn me, see if I care, right? Because I had a huge pain tolerance, and I always have. And so he thought he'd be a smartass and be like, oh, I'll teach you to fucking say some shit like that to me. And he clicks off the safety.
I was
And
just thinking that
that's a great way to end that story. Just
yeah, I'm thinking that a high pain tolerance is equivalent to a slow brain response.
God damn it. I'm so sorry.
Slow brain response. You're absolutely right. That's what high pain tolerance is.
Yeah, my bad, bro. I need like a booster or something.
No, you just need to kill the 3 people who live in Grants, New Mexico. Just burn them while they're sleeping, and that's been tried.
And I'll get all the Wi-Fi I want to have a good signal. Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Or drug them.
I don't know.
Until noon.
Yeah.
The reason I brought this up is because when you started talking about the burn stuff, brought me back to yesterday and what was on my mind. My father. I don't know if I ever told you this. My father, I am the product of a burn. My mom and dad were about to get divorced when my father was stealing jet fuel. He worked at American Airlines, was stealing jet fuel to put in hot rods for his race. And he was racing street rods. And he was covered in jet fuel. And a guy went to light up a cigarette with about 10 feet from him. And he went up and he burned like to a crisp. My father was darker than GD.
I can't tell you how many times we've heard stories about that.
What?
No.
Really?
People stealing jet fuel for hot rods.
Right.
It's so common.
It was back in the day, I think. Anyway, he burnt up and was in the hospital. I think, depending on who you talk to, and nobody's alive anymore. But when I heard the story, he was either in the hospital for like 6 months or 16 months, depending on who you talk to. But when he got out of, finally was able to get out of the hospital and live again, I guess my mom felt bad for him and fucked him one more time, and that resulted in me. But my father was burnt to a crisp. I mean, he was up. They said they were chasing him around with fire extinguishers, chasing him around the tarmac.
Wait. So you definitely have to watch Talladega Nights now.
Oh,
bro,
right.
There's a fucking scene in this movie where Will Ferrell crashes his fucking car and then gets out and he's like out of his head and he thinks he's on fire, so he like strips down to his underwear and he's just running around like, I'm on fire, and they're like, you're not on fire, Ricky Bobby. Dude, you have to see this fucking movie.
But the thing is, every movie Will Ferrell was in, he has to strip down to his underwear and run for some reason. I think if he were in a movie where he was playing like, I don't know, an elf or something, I'm pretty sure he would like somewhere in there strip down to his underwear and run. It's like a contract with him.
That's are tights underwear? Are tights considered underwear? Because he did a lot of running in tights in Elf.
I'm just saying.
There was a great journey.
I don't know. I just got over inundated with Will Ferrell, so I never watched.
I would think that traveling from the North Pole all the way to New York City, eventually you're going to have to take off your pants.
Or shower with them on and hope that the chunks come out. Never mind.
Yeah, the whole premise. I mean, you guys are analyzing Elf like it needs to stick to reality, man. You can't.
Well, I've never seen it. So
neither have I. I've never seen anything.
See,
I think the last movie I saw was Godfather 3. That was the last movie I ever watched.
And I can't believe that I've never seen all 3 Godfather. I've never seen Godfather 3. I've seen parts of it because of like reels. People do like a movie reel and you see like snippets.
Is 2 your favorite? Which is your favorite, Matt? Which is your favorite Godfather?
1 was my favorite, but I like the one where they put them all into one, and you can sit there and watch it for that. That's my favorite now.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I mentioned the scene. My brother doesn't know the scene from 2. where, because yesterday when I got the dollar tip, I was telling my brother about it. And I said I was giving him a little reference to where Frankie Five Angels is going to meet the Rosado brothers, and Rosado says, "Here's a little C note for our new friendship," and then Frankie Five Angels says, "I don't like the C note, Rosado," and that's what I thought about with that $1. I don't like this dollar.
I didn't see the movie. I don't get the
You
reference.
didn't see two? You didn't see Godfather 2? Get out!
No.
that's not good. That's not good.
That's like
So
I'm not familiar with life. Godfather 2, come on! It's like it's mandatory watching for anybody alive today. If you haven't seen it, go watch it now. Don't even bother watching the rest of the show. Molly's late. Now I know she was excited. She wrote to me last night about being excited to be on the program.
she's probably watching Godfather 2 so that she won't get kicked off the show. Right now, she's.
I mean, yeah, she was about to come on. She's going to be on 3 hours from now. She'll be ready 3 hours from now because she was about to come on and she heard you say that. She's like, fuck, I better go watch Godfather 2 first.
This whole deal with these long movies. She didn't get the link either. What the fuck? See, no, I'm gonna have to go back and let me see here.
Hand deliver the links. Just hand deliver them. Just have a singing telegram. Go up and go. Boom, 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 boom. I've got your link right here. I got your link right here.
Speaking of singing telegrams, I'm on Cameo now. I decided to start a Cameo.
All right,
so
she'll be here in a few minutes. I just sent her. I'm gonna have to resend all the emails I sent yesterday using my personal email account because
it's not working.
Stuff from info@minddogtv.com. If I send emails from that, it goes to people's spam box.
Huh.
Well, I fixed it so that when it comes to me now, in theory, my mailbox knows that it's not spam anymore.
Yeah, you marked it as not spam. Sure, yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, marked it as bullshit. I have a different word. I marked it as bullshit.
Not spam, just bullshit.
Tell people to whitelist me every time they request time on the show. I got to tell them to whitelist me. Damn it! This is pissing me off, though. I mean, it's a major hitch in how we do business around here. Hopefully Molly will be joining us momentarily, though. So we have a little more time to talk about why this guy. First of all,
yes. Oh, you said what? Oh, thank God. Yeah. Go ahead.
Why? You know what? You're not the way to kill somebody. What was he going to do? Claim it was an accident, like the house caught on fire?
Bro, I'm pretty sure methamphetamine was involved. I'm pretty sure, just based off of where it was at and everything like that. I'm pretty sure that these guys are some meth users. But it does. Okay, so I want to preface this with setting someone on fire while they're sleeping is definitely wrong. This is not the kind of behavior to do. However, I'm very fucking curious as to what this chick did that made this dude want to set her on fire.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there's a causality here. You know what I mean? Like what he did was above and beyond ridiculous. Like this should never be. You don't light people on fire. You shouldn't even have to say that, but you do. Okay.
I think if she fell asleep on the remote control. See, and that's why in the bedroom you should have two remotes. You should have two remotes. You should have like one. Like we have two remotes in our bedroom. One on her side, one on mine. So if one of us falls asleep on the remote, you don't have to set them on fire to get them to move to get the remote. You can just reach for yours.
Right. I mean,
that bit. What did she? The causality of it. It put me in mind of Dana Gould. Dana Gould has a bit about Hitler, who wreaked terror on Europe for 9 years or whatever he did. Got married to Ava Braun. And shot himself in the head right after breakfast the next morning. Like, if this is the epitome of evil, killed
Couldn't
people.
stand being married for a day.
Couldn't make it to lunch. Marriage is hard.
Yeah.
But what did she say?
Yeah. What did this bitch do to get?
You've been married for less than 24 hours, and you're already, he's blowing her brains out. Like,
you know what it is? She reminded him. She goes, "You don't have a prenup, so I get half the world."
Yeah, no, that's probably what it was. I'm so glad you're conquering the world. I can't wait to take half of it.
I thought
and he was probably like, "What, bitch?"
After all the work I did.
More probably she was just like noticing. You call this a bunker?
You call this a bunker? I bet Churchill's got a way nicer spread than this.
Definitely. I mean, come on. There are better bunkers. The 5 and 10.
He wanted to redecorate it. He wanted to redecorate.
Man.
Oh, that swastika has to go.
Yeah. Oh, well, we are awaiting Molly Densmore, who's going to be a little late, and I will take the blame on this. I should have but my regular email was not functioning properly.
That's an explanation, not an excuse. Tell them, let them know.
What's the difference?
Well,
it really is different.
There really is a difference. There is no difference, is there?
No,
there is a difference.
It's a difference.
The Rev couldn't explain it correctly.
Yeah, technically there's a difference. Yes. Yeah. It's like if you look up moron, idiot, and imbecile, there is a difference.
Well,
although if you talk to all three of them, you may not be able to tell the difference.
Pictures of me in different decades isn't really a difference, okay?
Right.
In the 90s, I was a moron. In the 2000s, I was an imbecile.
I think about things too much and why that bit was so funny. And I think, oh, yes, it is. Here she is now.
Hey, I heard a pop.
I just got, she'll be here in just 1 second. Why that was funny is because we all have been there thinking, I know how to explain this. I think we've all been there. I've got this in my head. And you go to explain it, and like halfway through, you're like, wait a minute. I had this all thought out. It's just not coming out right. And so that frustration and the way you portray or the way Rev portrayed that yesterday morning was just like perfect because like Willie said, he at first he bought into it. He didn't even realize that it was a bit like what's going on here. And then basically it occurred to him. So
it grew, and it totally grew on me. I was like, oh, fucking this guy.
Instead of taking lessons from Tom Segura, you should take lessons from the Rev, because he seems to be very comedically astute. Now, speaking of comedically astute, one of my new favorite comedians is here with us now. Molly Densmore is a New York City based performer hailing from Woodstock. And she has experience in acting, writing, directing, singing, dance, stand-up, sketch, improv, and everything else. She's a Jill of all trades. She's here now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the fabulous Molly Densmore. Willie, what do you think? Was that correct?
Just like Jesse. She looks like Jesse.
You don't think so?
I'm still waiting for my screen to catch up.
Wow, you Grants, New Mexico is like
it's still black right now.
Anyway,
like her name is there, but it's still black.
Good morning, Molly, and thanks for getting up and being here. I apologize.
Hey, there she is. Oh, yeah, I can see how you can see that.
All right. What they're responding to, when I discovered you through Reels and Instagram and stuff, and I saw your picture, and I thought it was our friend or my ex-co-host, Jess Paul, because you bear a striking resemblance to her. And I didn't pay attention at first because I said, oh, that's Jess. I've seen all her work, and I just kept scrolling. And then I saw another one of you, and it's like, wait, I don't remember just being in something called "It's Not You, It's Your Vagina," and then I checked that out, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't Jess." Wow, very good.
I bet.
And then I become addicted to your comedy now. The only problem I see with you is that for fans is that you appear to only work in New York City. I don't see you outside of New York City a lot.
Well, thank you. I need to find this clone of myself. I would love to. We should join. We should become a team.
She's in LA.
Please introduce me.
Oh yeah, she is in L.A. I will
Yeah.
definitely put you in touch with her. She's an actress. She's not a stand-up, so and that's
No, she does acting. Yep.
yeah.
Well,
Um,
cool. Yeah, no, I would love to travel and go places. I think I just don't. I don't know. The sometimes people will slide in my DMs and be like, "When are you coming to Denver?" And I'm like, "I don't. I need somebody to send me to Denver. Like, I don't know."
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah,
When
Is it an
Denver
issue?
calls me, is yeah.
yeah, I'm like,
Is it because you can't do dirty vaudeville in every state? Like you can't do dirty vaudeville in Florida, right? You can't do
yeah, I
dirty
mean,
vaudeville.
I think you
I
can do that anywhere.
Dirty Vaudeville in Florida sounds like a movie I would like to watch. I don't. Dirty Vaudeville in Florida. I don't know. I just
Sounds
picture
like
somebody.
there might be some 70, 80-year-old ladies in that one. Like
Yeah.
just trying to recapture the 20s,
yeah,
like the 1920s.
that whole idea.
Gator.
Young people seem to, surprisingly enough, relate to like old stuff like that. It surprises me because I would think, something like Dirty Vaudeville would give people the impression that Will just got that. It's all, geezers like me. It's not for young people. But there's that branding is everything, right?
Is that on my stand bio? Is that what my bio for the stand or something? Or that, I don't know. I only said that I did that once, but my friend, I was like, what's an accurate way to describe my stand-up? And I have this joke about how like I switched it's my Instagram handle, but I just switched the letters of my name and it's Dolly Mensmore, which I think sounds like a 1920s porn star. So I have
that does, yeah, no, yeah.
And then I was like, I only have one bit about, well, maybe I have one bit about 1920s porn too, but I was like, how would you describe my stand-up? And my friend was like, dirty vaudeville. So,
yeah. All right. It works. You know what?
I have to say, your proposed porn name is one of the best porn names I've heard in a long ass time. And Dolly Mensmore, that's a great porn name. Are you kidding?
If I could, Willie is an expert on porn. I mean, he spends all his day researching it. So if he says that, maybe there's a whole other future. Maybe we
should
could
see my forearms.
Acting, writing, directing, singing, dance, stand-up, sketch, improv.
But it's only like old-timey porn. That's the
right. Yeah, classy porn. You gotta have the classy porn.
Silent porn with some sound effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be like silent.
And a lot of piano.
Yeah, some real Great Gatsby kind of stuff, know?
Yeah, doing the love scenes, like playing piano. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know what kind of
this idea about somebody needs to send me to Denver, I get it. I went to a comedy club the other night. Jackie the Joke Man Martling was I was a guest of his at one of the local clubs, but in the other two clubs owned by the same company on Long Island, there were national headliners, names I knew, and I got an email that day saying free tickets because they hadn't sold out enough space. Meanwhile, Jackie is selling out the place. So I could see what traveling is a gamble because even no matter how well you're known, getting enough people to come to a club is always a risky proposition. Even for the national headliners, they were giving away seats during that day, and the last thing you want to do is commit to going to a city and then the money is not coming in and you're dealing with all those kind of ridiculous bullshit headaches that come with so you're safe for staying in New York City.
Yeah, I would like to do it. I would do it if I got offered a gig, like we'll pay you to come here. But I was just listening to comics talking about bad places to do stand-up, and I think just very fun, like Miami. I've never done that, but I've never even been to Miami, but I've been told, like, yeah, don't do stand-up because there's always like a fun dance party where people are having more fun there.
Yeah.
Like, some dude bitching about his wife or something on a microphone. Like nobody,
Yeah. Do you get out
go to Denver?
Have you done any of the Long Island places? Governors? Oh, you have.
I haven't done Governors. I would love to. I just did this benefit. I didn't even know it was a benefit. I think it was a cancer benefit. But then I was like, oh, I'm a good person. I'm here. So that
was. Is stand up your favorite thing or acting or what?
I think stand up is more fun for the most part. It's just you say
you
whatever
said that with such love. It's like
well, I was trying to think. I mean, I feel like after the pandemic, especially, I like stand up more because I got so sad doing it over Zoom or just not doing it at all.
Oh my God.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can curse on here, but I have a good, like the very, can I curse? Am I allowed?
Yes.
Say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, but there is a swear jar. But Matt has a swear jar. But you can say any fucking thing you want. You just have to put it in the goddamn swear jar.
Well timed. No, I won't say because it's like the worst. Well, one of the worst words. The first time I was doing stand up, for months, it's probably like 9 months that I wasn't doing it on Zoom and I was doing like an actual live show. It was in a pool hall with it was horrible. It was like a pool hall in Queens with all these like old dudes just like playing pool, like nobody was watching. But I was so happy, which I try to remember now if I ever want to bitch about it. But I just walked in and my friend was testing the microphone and he was the host and he just, like you hear this like emanating through the whole pool hall. He was like, "Oh, Molly, I missed you, you C word." And I was so happy. Like my heart was like, I miss this so much.
That's great.
Like two people watched it, but I was like, ooh. So I think after that, it made not him just calling me the C word, but
So when you say C word, that's comedian. Is that
Colored?
Yeah, that's what he said. That was it.
He called you colored in 2023.
He did. It was
that
would be amazing. Actually,
You weren't here
you
in the first hour, obviously, but the first guest had and we didn't know this. He did. GD did. She had a black dog named Molly, and he said, "I have a question for Molly." And he started making these sounds, and he said, "She probably gets it because she's black like me." And nobody knew what the hell he was talking about. Like, Molly's not black. It was just very confusing there. And he didn't preface it, didn't let us know about it. The name Molly is a very old-fashioned name. I like it.
It's a dog name. If you Google Molly, it's all dogs. Mostly dogs.
I had an Aunt Molly, but it's kind of an old-fashioned name. Do you enjoy having that kind of old-fashioned name? And do you like it? Do you like your name?
This is like in 20s, it's old.
Yeah.
You do that voice so well.
I don't even know I'm doing it anymore. It just all comes out of my face. I don't know. I honestly, I was named after my great grandmother, but I think this weird thing happened with the name Molly, where it was very common back probably like in the 40s or something, and then wasn't common at all. And then the year I was born, like in like late 80s, early 90s, it got common again, and then it went down again. So I weirdly do know quite a few Mollys, but it is also, it's like but when I think of Molly, I think of like a grandma or a baby.
Drug.
So it's like,
yeah, I think of drugs now. Yeah, totally.
There's that too. I don't know how that happened. How it was ecstasy, right? It's the same drug.
Yeah, MDMA.
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Bizarre. I don't know how you get from ecstasy to Molly. Anyway, that's an interesting. Now, have you done a what is that 20? What is the 23 and what the DNA test thing? The 21 in me. You have done that.
Yeah. Is this like a?
Is that how you found out that you had Jewish roots, or did you know?
No, I grew up. My mom's Jewish. I grew up. I was like bat mitzvah and all that.
Oh, okay.
The real stuff, Matt.
Will was talking about before.
Real Jew, which is getting scarier to say right now.
Oh man!
I thought I heard you mention in one of the reels that you do about taking a DNA test at one point.
Oh yeah, I did. I was like working on this new joke. I don't know how I can do it now about being like Middle Eastern Irish and Jewish, and like just how all I'm English and Irish and Palestinian and Jewish. So like all of my ancestors wanted to kill each other.
Yeah, right. No kidding. How did you ever become?
You want to blow yourself up.
Yeah, like your self-hate.
Oh, goodbye.
He's got yeah, he's in the middle of he just got blown up. He's in the middle of New Mexico where they actually have no internet yet. They're still working. So he's got a tin cup hooked up to the wall there somehow trying to connect to us. New York, though, doing the comedy. Now you're at New York Comedy Club a lot. You mentioned the Stand. That is a different kind of, because you're playing a lot for tourists, almost exclusively, or half the room is tourists almost every single time you perform, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of people from everywhere, and it's a really, I feel like 99% of the time though, the audience is really dope there, and it's a really cool combination of people. You rarely get just like a dud. Like, people are there to have fun. That's why I like clubs instead of a random bar where, oh my
Yeah.
God. I think I just did this. I'm so spoiled there because I did a show there the other night, and then right after did this bar show right after where it was like 10 like NYU drunk NYU kids, and they were just, they don't want to, they're just looking at you like, what, why? Like, it's just so, they don't want to have fun. Like, it's so, but also it's not really their fault because I don't think they really know what they're coming into. It's this whole thing. But yeah, it's a very good
Right.
comedy club. Is awesome.
I mentioned you earlier this morning because in one of your reels, you're doing some crowd work, and somebody said you laugh at your own jokes, and you kind of got embarrassed by that. But I don't think it's a bad thing.
No.
And I was talking about Jackie Martling because that's the key to his success. Saturday night he killed, but every single joke he tells, he laughs at it. I think maybe it's not, you're not used to seeing that from comedians on stage, but I think it helps. It's infectious, and the room goes along with it. You took it as kind of an insult and got embarrassed by it.
Because there was a group of teenage girls sitting to the left of me, and they were actually great. Like, the other comics were kind of bitching about them, but I just kind of used it. But they were I don't know, they're enjoying themselves. But yeah, just something about, I just regressed to high school, having a teenage girl being like, oh my God, you laugh at your, she wasn't even saying it in a mean way, but it just came out. I was like, what did you just say? And she's like, I like that you laugh at your own jokes. And then I just like fell to the ground. But yeah, I don't know. You gotta have fun, I think. I don't.
Yeah.
No, don't.
Dusty
Having fun
Slay.
on stage on comedy?
Dusty Slay has this whatever they trademark where he just tells, we're having a good time, and he says that to kind of remind the audience that you're having a good time whether they are or not. So but again, Jackie's key to his success, I think, is laughing robustly at every single joke that he tells, and it does become infectious. Even if one misses, then the audience is more likely to laugh at it. I don't know, maybe it's just I overanalyze comedy way too much. I think about it.
I wasn't doing it consciously. I didn't even really know. I know I have a funny laugh, like it like goes up because other people have told me about that. But yeah, it's a nightmare watching yourself, even though you have to.
Right.
I'm like, oh God.
The film, it's not You with Your Vagina. Is that a full feature film? Is it a full-length feature film?
It is a short film that I filmed in my apartment that is not a porno. It was hard to get the word vagina on IMDb, but I was like, you're sexist. You can get their dicks all over IMDb. That's how I type. Like, and
I do it like this, but I'll try. Full hand.
Yeah, no, I like it.
You must have like a hell of a spell check.
Really good mind. It was a short film I wrote over the pandemic, and I filmed it in my apartment with my friend. It's just about two best friends during 2020, and they're quarantining together, and she's straight and he's gay, and then they get really drunk one night and they have sex, and then like what happens the next day. And it's very silly. There's some serious parts, but like it's getting into festivals and stuff. It's doing well. It's winning some stuff. But I filmed it in my apartment with one other person for like.
That's awesome. That's
cool.
so awesome.
Now, is he really gay?
He's a very gay man who is my friend who played. Yeah.
Now, was that difficult for him to? Because that would be like a straight guy trying to act as a gay guy and have sex with a man or kissing.
We
and
just
all
like
that.
hit. We weren't like actually like having. It was like insinuous.
Yeah, but you kissed, and I mean, oh well.
Yeah, I mean, he's honestly. I used to do musical theater, and we've all had sex with gay men, like before they came out. Like, you know.
Like, you know what? Every wife I've had, I'm pretty sure has had sex with a guy that is now gay. So there's merit to that. Yeah, I'm on my third one right now.
Okay.
So currently.
Wow.
Wait,
so you tell me you can become gay? Yeah, that's what
I
you
think
do.
it was a lot of like repression, like a lot of when we were younger. you know,
Right.
in college, they would say gay by May. So you come in, especially if you're like Southern or whatever.
Yeah, it depended how repressed of an area you came from. How long have you been
Your
hiding this?
breeds
It might
different.
just take 2 weeks. You know?
Oh yeah, for some people it was like September 1st. It was like you're just ready.
Oh my
Wow.
God, this is great. This is great.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, I'm guessing it just didn't take because when I was in my 20s, I had gay guys that told me all the time that I was gay and I just didn't know it yet. And I mean, I like ass play, but I never crossed the bridge. You know what I mean? It's like
I love ass play in the morning. That was I did not mean that the way it came out. I love you saying ass play in the morning. You know what? I need more coffee.
Mind dog coffee. When you like ass play in the morning.
Oh, wait.
Ass play, I'm gonna put that on a mug.
Are you a coffee drinker?
Yeah.
Oh, we should send you some Mind Dog coffee, and because we need to get some good reviews on. My brother, my brother gave me a negative review. It's gonna haunt me. It's just driving me crazy. It's
make sure to send her the whiskey barrel coffee
because he got it as a gift, and the person who sent it to him sent him the weakest blend that there is, the light blend, and he needs a little more to get him started in the morning. You know,
well, he's a dick. He's your brother. He should be. Oh
yeah, a nice review no matter what.
Yeah, that's true. But he's having a problem getting started in the morning. Is the best way I could put it. It's not strong enough. I said put more in. Put more in. I don't need bad reviews from my family.
From family members,
yeah.
Fucking terrible.
Or maybe I do. Maybe honest feedback is the best way to go. But we will definitely get you some Mind Dog coffee. We appreciate you getting up in the morning and being part of the show. Do you have now on your website? We got plenty of like different kind of samples of your work and stuff, but you don't have like a tour date or show dates or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Do you just go to get the clubs around New York and get time? Is that
yeah, I would love to I would love to tour. I think I just need I don't know if I could just like show up, and I'm gonna keep bringing it back to Denver. I don't know if I could just show up in Denver and be like every time. I could try, but yeah, if there are any bookers out there who want to give me some money to travel and to come to a place, I would love to.
Is Denver a spot, a comedy hot spot? I don't know.
I mean, they got a pretty good scene. They got a lot going on there. There's a lot of different shows.
Are you a Manhattanite? A Manhattanite? A Manhattanite? Or you live in Manhattan?
I live in Brooklyn, but yeah.
Well, there's a big scene. Now, Brooklyn is happening there for comedy, but they're not necessarily comedy clubs. They're bars. And I kind of brought this up last week, and you probably can relate to this. There's one of the places I went to see Sam Talent in Brooklyn. They hurdle you. They kind of like cattle call you into this basement area, and it feels like you're going into a concentration camp gas chamber when they're bringing you down into this thing.
First you bring the Jew on. The first question you asked me.
Yeah.
DNA, and now you're talking about
yeah. But so I mean, that whole scene in Brooklyn, it feels like it's very uncomfortable. But once you get down there, you forget that. But the kind of bringing you into, and it's in the basement of bars. But there's a lot of that scene going on in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, I can't do that. Like in my 20s, I could go into like a 100-degree room with like a bunch of other people smushed in and watch it. I want to.
Isn't the Stand and the New York Comedy Club and the Stand, they're kind of like that though, right? I mean, and
they got seats. They're very professional.
They have seats. The places in Brooklyn have seats.
Okay,
but
I went to places when I was in my 20s living in Brooklyn. I would go to places where you would sit on the fucking floor in a pile of piss.
Yeah.
Like, I went to all different. So I thought, okay, so at least they had seats.
Holy smokes!
There's definitely some venues out there now that have very limited seating. Like the seating that they have is like swanky and like couches and shit, and then there's like open area.
Yeah.
But and then it's very hard to put on a comedy show in a place that's set up like that. It's
I wouldn't
super
want
hard.
to be sitting on a couch next to strangers or
it's
strangers.
Weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I had to perform between. Well, I didn't have to, but I was But once I got there, they told me, they when you're traveling and you're being sold one bill of goods, and you show up to find out that it really isn't a stage, but you are positioned between 4 pool tables.
Fucking.
Well,
I've
yeah,
been
you,
between. I've done a show between 2 pinball machines.
you talked
Yeah,
about the
like
pool
that's just
hall
an ideal place
experience
to come.
before. That's a difficult thing because they're not there to see comedy,
Yeah,
and you have to get their attention and got to get them to pay attention.
and they
That's
meant for it,
that
which
makes
makes
it
sense.
really.
Or I've had to do it for people who are eating, which is like psychotic. Like it's like the '80s. Like you're eating spaghetti. You're just screaming over people eating spaghetti. Like it's the worst. Like nobody wants this.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, Rogan with his club in Austin, the Mothership or whatever it's called, he doesn't serve food there. I thought that was a great thing for I'm sure the comedians appreciate it. Maybe not the consumers so much. The people who come, it would be nice to get a chip.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Whenever there's food available during the show, I'm always kind of halfway hoping that I make somebody choke on their food. Like if you're dumb enough to be chewing while I'm up here, it's your own fucking fault. You know what I'm saying? Like,
How
did
successful?
I did have a person almost die. Like I did stand up in Atlantic City, and there was a person who they lived, as far as I know, but they some person I think just passed out. I think they were just hammered. I think it was just an older person who was just really drunk and dehydrated. But I
right.
couldn't. Afterwards, I was like, I would have said I literally killed. I didn't know what
Oh
else
yeah,
to do. I was like, is this
yeah.
rehearsed? Like, it was crazy.
That would be a good thing to put on your resume. I
Oh
killed
yeah,
somebody with comedy.
yeah. If it ever happened, I'm definitely putting it
I
on
was gonna
mine.
say,
if it
yeah.
happens.
What's the favorite thing you've ever heard from an audience member during your show?
Mm.
Like while I was up there.
Yeah, like okay, but
Or
like I was
afterwards.
performing and I heard one lady was laughing and then she went, "I just peed myself." So
I fell
So-
out of her chair. That was the best thing. I was like, thank you. I mean, I know that your ass is hurting, but that feels great. A snort is great. I love hearing.
Yeah, I love snorts. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so embarrassing. I did a choke on Joe List at the stand, and the laughter had died down, and I was still laughing, and I was choking, and he was making fun of it from stage, and I wanted to die. I really wanted to die at that point. It's really
Like
embarrassing.
actually choking or just coughing?
No, choking, laughing, but I'm so old, and I've tried the marijuana like 70,000 times and have breathing problems to begin with, COPD, and it was just choking from laughter. But it's great to have that, to be in that moment where you're just laughing that hard. But when somebody points it out from stage and you feel like the spotlight's on you now, and everybody's turning around looking at you like, yeah, well, what's wrong with you? It's embarrassing for what I
Right.
got over it. I've
A
had
loud
I've
laugher.
had
I
more
could make-
embarrassing moments. It's on this show daily. Anyway,
and just for you amateur, for people out there who aren't familiar with initials, COPD just stands for can't operate people's dicks. Okay, that's all.
okay.
Yeah, that's what it means. That's why
Tell me about, because singing. There's some stuff on your.
Oh, I was gonna say I do have a show. So in terms of like touring, my friend and I started a show called Happy Time Apocalypse over the pandemic, and then the show the name is still apropos. So we do that at New York Comedy Club. It's usually every second Wednesday of the month, but I think next month it's gonna be like the third. But it's every like second or third Wednesday.
How do people find out? Are you every second or third Wednesday?
It's on my Instagram, and it goes on the New York Comedy Club website, and I perform there all the time. But that's like our monthly show that my friend and I produce. So we also get all the comment. We always get such good people. We had last time we had Ari Shafir, Jordan Jensen. We've had like Mark. We get really good.
All right.
Yeah, I love Ari. Ari's one of my favorites.
The singing, the singing
Yeah,
stuff
I know.
on the website is. You talk about vaudeville. Maybe this is part of the impression, because the songs I'm seeing are all stuff my grandmother would listen to. Now I love the songs you picked, but it doesn't seem like appropriate for your generation, or maybe it is.
Honestly, dude, I had a really short bob for a while, and I think it just became. I don't know, like so many people when I had that haircut just were like, "You're from the 20s," and I don't know, my aesthetic, especially with that haircut.
Are you tall?
Are you
tall?
No, everybody thinks I am. It's
Well,
confusing.
because I sometimes like that's kind of an association. I think when you see a taller woman with shorter hair, you kind of get that 20s vibe almost immediately. You know what I mean? At least I've always found that for myself anyway.
I always do a weird voice, and I can Charleston. I can do that dance. So maybe if I'd stop
Nice.
doing that for 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, the dancing stuff. No, you're all over the place. And is it first of all, is being all over the place necessarily a good thing? Because I understand it. You know, you have multiple talents and you wanna use them all. But is that a hindrance to kind of like your career in any way in having being spread too thin in too many different areas?
Yeah, I mean, now I can say, like, I used to dance. I once was, I don't really anymore. Like, I feel like it's just like evolved. But yeah, I think it probably is better to focus like on one thing and get really good at it than but I guess it's also not bad to be good at different stuff. So
Oh
I don't
yeah.
really know. But I probably use the musical theater shit in my stand up, even if it's like subconsciously. I just don't, yeah, I don't know. It's also,
Yeah.
I feel like people don't really do act outs anymore, which I do. Like, I rarely see people doing like act outs, or when how do you explain an act out? You're
Yeah.
you're a comedy nerd. You know. You,
Yeah. I'm not sure everybody in the audience knows, but
yeah, I'm trying to. Do you want to? It's basically like you set up something and then you act it out.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
And I
okay.
feel like,
That's my bread and butter.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, for not everybody though. You
I feel
know,
like
I
most
see.
people don't. That's like they're too cool, I think, now to do like a funny voice or something.
Lazy. No, they're lazy because you have to block out the stage.
I
If
think I
you're
think
doing an
there's
act
probably a
out,
lot of
if you're
truth
doing,
to that.
I'm saying if you're doing an act out and you bit when you're timing a line that takes, let's say, 4 steps to take, when you're timing it out, and then there's not enough stage for you to do it. It takes a lot of work. You have to do a lot. Yeah, they're just
You have to
lazy.
commit to it, or it's really embarrassing. It's embarrassing when you do it
Yes.
a lot of the time, especially when it's like
Lazy
you're
and
bombing your
confident. I think the confidence to do it. I think that's where improv and doing sketch comedy will give you more confidence to do that kind of stuff. But for a lot of people, I just don't think they have the confidence to do that. I'd rather just stick to, setup and punchline, setup and punchline.
Yeah,
type of
it's
stuff.
so vulnerable to do it in front of a group of people who like hate you because you're like, I'm doing the stupid
Oh,
voice.
listen,
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a bit that I close with called slow death. And if an audience has not liked me particularly, I'm gonna stretch that slow death out as long as possible. And like the one person, and I've told Matt this before, like if there's somebody that like, because I'm looking around when I'm doing it, because I'm laying, I'm on the floor, I'm rolling around, I'm crawling around, I'm doing all sorts of different stuff. And if I see somebody not into it, man, I'm going to stare you down in this character until you break. And if you never break, then I die at your feet.
Wow.
I yell at people for
Like-
not laughing at funny faces. Like, I just do so many weird faces. And I have like a rubber face, and I can just do crazy shit with my face. And if people don't laugh, I'm like, you're dead inside. Like, this is objectively a hilarious face. I don't know how
Right.
you're not.
Yeah.
Right.
I love your face, and I'm almost jealous because of your complexion. You don't have to worry about lighting as much as I do because you can
Yeah,
get
I don't
away.
do it
No,
most of the
no, I'm
time.
saying the lighting. I'm saying when you're on stage, you don't need as much lighting. So if you're doing a face, okay, the people are going to see your face. If I'm on stage and the lighting is not right, they're just going to see like teeth when I do something or eyeballs.
Could do
They,
maybe put on white face. I don't know. Canceled.
that was going to be my. I was going to see if I could get a pass to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll definitely give you a white face pass. That's
Yeah, who wouldn't?
given.
Anybody does
I'll
it
write you
during,
whatever note you like.
The other night, my wife turned over and she had this white mask on. It fucking scared the hell out of me. White face.
She didn't tell you that she was going to be coming to bed with a mask on.
No,
that's rude.
Yeah, no.
The other day,
I have
the
two
other
questions
day,
for you, Molly. I have two questions for Molly, real quick. Is that
go
bed
ahead.
the same bed that you used in the short film that you did?
Yes, this is my studio apartment. There's bed.
Okay,
My
so you can give us a tour of that bed and
This is
like.
my whole apartment. It's a studio.
Oh, Okay.
See?
Yeah,
Which I never folded.
it's all right here.
That's
Wax
it.
And my standard question is, who's the hardest person in your life to make laugh?
the hardest.
I asked you
Um,
first.
I mean, I feel like my parents don't laugh at traditional. Like, I feel like the hardest I ever made my dad laugh was when there was like a bottle of smart water and I was like half asleep or something. I was like, what are they going to call it? Dumb water. And he's like, that's funny. That's funny. Put that in your act. That's like,
Wow.
laugh for like
So the
5
simple
minutes. I was
stuff
like, I will
gets your
never
dad.
do
He
it.
likes.
You
Yeah.
like dumb water. And I'll,
Oh, we lost Molly. Like what? We're losing people
What?
left and right. Yeah, she's back.
yep, there.
Well, we
My
having big
goodness.
time Wi-Fi problems here today. But do you like when friends and family come to see you? Because I don't. I hate it.
It's weird. I feel like I do worse because I
I think she's still coming
relax
back
too
in.
much. Yeah, it's hard to be totally relaxed when your friends and family are there. Like, I appreciate when they come and I like it, but I also like, I don't know, it's mixed feelings.
Yeah, I almost want to say, don't let me know you're there. Stay in the back and
Yeah.
if you're gonna come, I appreciate it. I appreciate the support, but try to blend in so I can't see you because I'm gonna be focused on you, and it's not gonna be as good. And then just because of that, it snowballs in my head. They're there now. All of a
Right.
sudden, it's getting worse and worse. I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, no, I've run into people that want to like hang out and stuff beforehand. It's like you don't realize that that's not really an option right now. We can hang out afterwards if you like.
Speaking of
But-
things that aren't an option, it's time to say, wait, breaking joke.
No, that was just my way to interrupt to let you know about governors.
Yeah.
Remind you about
Yeah.
governors.
We have to
Like-
say goodbye to Governors Comedy Clubs. Governors, listen, if you're listening, book Molly, get her to come out to any one of the 3 clubs, and we will
Yeah.
support that. And it's been a pleasure. We're always surprised that we're still on Govs. One more day.
Yeah.
Apparently, this is proof that they don't
that
listen.
they don't really give a shit if we're over.
No, they don't listen. They don't know what I'm doing here. Morning Mustache Man can say whatever. They're like, you know how Letterman used to bash CBS and it was never thrown off CBS. This is what I do every day on
Because nobody listens to the show. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Well,